Now, I will tell you about the 5,000 character book that has terrified every authoritarian regime for 2,600 years, and it was written in just 3 days. A border crossing, western edge of ancient China, an old man on a water buffalo, leaving civilization forever. The guard stops him. You're the keeper of the imperial archives. You know everything, every secret, every pattern of power. You can't just leave. The old man shrugs. Watch me. Then write it down first, the guard pleads. Whatever wisdom you're taking, leave it here. The old man hesitates, but he sits down. 3 days, 5,000 characters, 81 chapters, the Tao Te Ching. Then he climbs back on his buffalo and disappears forever. That 3-day text became the second most translated book in history, and every government that tried to suppress it failed. Why? What makes this book so dangerous? The Tao Te Ching looks harmless, mystical poetry about nature, but read it as a political text. You'll see why dictators burn it. Chapter 57. The more laws and restrictions, the poorer people become. The more rules, the more thieves and robbers. Translation: your legal system creates the problems it claims to solve. Chapter 75. When taxes are too high, people go hungry. When government is too intrusive, people lose their spirit. Translation: government oppression causes the chaos governments claim to prevent. Chapter 31. Weapons are instruments of fear. Even in victory, there is no beauty. Those who find beauty in violence delight in slaughter. Translation: military worship is psychopathic. Can you see why this terrifies power? Lao Tzu isn't criticizing bad government. He's dismantling the entire concept of control-based governance. The 3 days that changed history. The guard's name was Yin Shi. He wasn't a typical soldier, educated, a seeker. You've seen the pattern, Yin Shi said. You know why empires crumble. Don't take that into the wilderness. Lao Tzu could have refused. His philosophy is about letting go. Words trap truth. But he understood. Sometimes you need a map, even if it isn't the territory. Day 1. The Tao itself. The unnamed pattern underlying reality. Day 2. Power, governance, war. How force creates resistance. How control breeds chaos. Day 3. Living. Simplicity, softness, patience. How water defeats rock. 5,000 characters. You could read it in 30 minutes, but spend 30 years understanding it. Then Lao Tzu handed it to Yin Shi and rode into the mountains. Nobody knows what happened after, but the book survived. Why governments can't kill it. For 2,600 years, regimes tried to erase it. 213 BCE, Emperor Qin burns all books, executes scholars. The Tao Te Ching survives, short enough to memorize. Han Dynasty makes Confucianism official, discourages Taoism as impractical. Taoism spreads anyway, through art, poetry, martial arts. Turn 66, 1976. Mao's Cultural Revolution destroys old thinking, burns temples. The text survives, already translated worldwide. Why can't they kill it? No institutions needed, no temples, no priests, just 5,000 characters. Anyone can copy them, memorize them, burn every book, words remain in memory. Execute every teacher, students teach themselves. Ban the philosophy, it morphs into art. Like trying to ban water, it flows around obstacles. The modern suppression happening now. Modern systems don't burn books, they drown them. 1. Distraction. Overload, flood with content, keep people scrolling, never thinking deeply. Lao Tzu. In pursuit of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Modern systems need you consuming, never dropping. 2. Productivity. Worship, rest is laziness, hustle is virtue. Lao Tzu. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Capitalism can't survive if people believe that. 3. Control obsession. Life is about managing outcomes, forcing success. Lao Tzu. By letting go, it all gets done. Poison to control-based economies. 4. Status competition. Entire societies built on hierarchies. Lao Tzu. When you don't compare or compete, everybody respects you. The suppression isn't book burning, it's cultural programming. Make the Tao Te Ching seem irrelevant, impractical. Nice philosophy, but you can't pay rent with it. Meanwhile, the book whispers what governments don't want you to hear. You don't need their systems, their hierarchies, their control. You just need to flow. The lines that keep dictators awake. Chapter 17. The best leaders are those people hardly know exist. When work is done, people say, we did it ourselves. Why terrifying? Makes every cult of personality look pathetic. Chapter 29. Those who try to control, destroy. Those who try to grasp, lose. Why terrifying? Predicts every control regime's fall. Chapter 46. There is no greater misfortune than wanting something for oneself. He who knows enough is enough will always have enough. Why terrifying? Destroys consumer capitalism's foundation. Endless desire. These aren't mystical musings. These are revolutionary statements. Written in 3 days. Why 3 days matters. Lao Tzu didn't labor for years, didn't refine through drafts. He wrote it in one burst, raw, direct. Why does this matter? The Tao Te Ching isn't constructed. It's captured, like photographing reality. Not painting an ideal, just, this is what I see. That's why it feels timeless, not theory, observation, not what should be true, what is actually true. Reality doesn't change. Politics change. Technology changes. But water still flows downhill. Softness overcomes hardness. Force creates resistance. 3 days captured eternal patterns. More time would have ruined it. What governments fear. Most every power structure needs you to believe you need them. Kings need you to believe order requires monarchy. Corporations need you to believe success requires their products. The Tao Te Ching says, you don't need any of it. You don't need complex laws. You need simplicity. You don't need powerful leaders. You need invisible guidance. You don't need more. You need enough. That's existentially threatening. If people lived by the Tao Te Ching, they'd stop craving status. They'd stop fearing authority. They'd stop believing bigger government solves problems. They'd stop competing in hierarchies. They'd stop consuming mindlessly. An entire control economy collapses. That's why this book, written in 3 days, 2,600 years ago, is still dangerous. Your choice hustle culture says, grind harder, control your destiny. Lao Tzu says, stop forcing, flow. Consumer capitalism says, you need more. Status matters. Lao Tzu says, enough is enough. Modern governance says, more laws keep you safe. Lao Tzu says, more laws create more criminals. Which voice will you listen to? Governments fear this book because they know, if enough people read it and believe it, the game is over. Not through revolution, through simple refusal to play. That's the most dangerous power. A book written in 3 days, 5,000 characters, 2,600 years of failed suppression, because you can't suppress truth. You can only choose whether to live by it.